Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Southern Reef Keeping. I wanted to bring you in on my Biopellet Reactor. So this is a Reef Octopus 140 Biopellet Reactor. It's fed like my GFO and carbon off of a manifold, that one right there in the middle, running across the protein skimmer, powered by my Vectra. So its diameter is 5.5 inches, and up until recently I had about 3 cups of material. And so this was set up on August 19th or 20th, so about 6 weeks ago. So I let that 2 cups circulate, and at the time I was only getting circulation here. And so, you know, as a lot of us do, I came downstairs this morning, decided to tinker a little bit, and a couple of things I decided to go with today. So first is I included that guy. It's just a little PVC pipe fitting adapter that just kind of redirects the flow a little bit more directly into my protein skimmer. And the other thing is I decided it was time to up the biopellet, the amount of media I had. So I'm using the BRS biopellets. This is the magnesium container that was used up that I used to soak the biopellets in. You need to soak the pellets for around 24 hours because otherwise they will float. And so by soaking them, you get them waterlogged. So I just filled this empty container and let it sit. So prior to the addition, I had about 700 milliliters of media, so about 3 cups rather of media. And for the biopellets that I was using, which are the BRS brand, they recommend about 236 milliliters for 50 gallons. So my system's about 180 gallons. I am slightly above what's required. I went with what would be about 4 cups, so about 200 gallons. So I'm a little bit over, but you know, I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. But that's what the video will be, and I hope to share what I find with all of you. So right now we're about 900 milliliters, or 4 cups of media, and you can see a couple things happened when I updated and added this material. So number one, when the neck got put back on, it is dispersing the water a little bit more evenly, which I love. So it's now coming out in 4 different places, and it's mixing it. But also the media that I just recently added is still very much clumped up at the top. So I'm going to let that sit for a while, play with the flow a little bit, maybe turn it up a little bit, see if it'll break down. But we're going to see where we're at. I measured nitrate and phosphate this morning. Nitrate is at 0, and phosphate was just barely recognizable. But I just, as I mentioned in another video earlier, I just updated the GFO, so I'm hoping to bring that down. But anyway, I just wanted to share with you what I'm seeing here. So sometimes you get that at the top, shake it a little bit, and the media will come down. So we're going to see what happens when I leave this to its own devices for a little while, and I'll jump back into the video in a little bit and see where we're at. So here we are, maybe 2-3 hours later. A lot of the big sections up at the top have pretty clearly broken up, and looks like as the water slowly causes those air bubbles to disappear, that those pieces there will be sinking down and getting caught in the rest of this, and we should be good to go. So I'll update you once we get there. Alright, so here we are, good, I don't know, 8 hours after the initial add, and the color's playing off the frag tank a little bit. You can see the air bubbles attached to some of the pieces, but all in all, it's fluidized media now. So all is well. I turned down the flow a little bit just because it was higher than I like it to be, but you'll see that you've got 4 main areas where the water is coming down. 1, 2, there's a third around back, and 4. And the way it works is the water feeds in here, goes down the pipe, and then at the bottom of that pipe you can think of an arrow pointing straight up like a cross, and the bottom of it is a I don't know if you want to call it concave, and so the water is forced to pick directions out, and because of the way the arrow is pointing, it diverts it into a cross into 4 different areas. And because it's concave on the bottom, I don't know if I'll be able to see it a little bit, because it's concave on the bottom, you won't get any clumping in the bottom there. And if you sit here and watch these middle areas, so you sort of have a band of movement, no movement, movement, no movement. Well, over time it all gets circulated. So you need those sort of quote-unquote dead spots for bacteria to populate and get a little bit of a reprieve before it gets mixed up and knocked off. So it goes down, and then from there it comes up, passes through this hard plastic screen up here, and then comes out, and I have it right now going down and feeding directly into the skimmer. And so that's it. So I measured after about 6 weeks, had no nitrates whatsoever, a little bit of phosphate, but a biopellet reactor is not designed to remove phosphate. It does as a byproduct of the process, but it's really the job of GFO to do that. So that's why we have it running. So one other thing, I added a little piece of duct tape right here. And so when the pump is turned off and this all settles, it settles to this line. And that way I know that if I turn it off and it's below that line, that they need to be refilled. So this is full capacity. You don't have to fill it up all the way. This is actually over capacity. This is probably enough for a 200-gallon system, and I'm running about 180 gallon, but I want to make sure that I have a little bit more than I need. I don't think it'll be too detrimental as long as I maintain the same amount of nutrients to keep the system fed. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. Please like and please subscribe, because I'll be doing reviews of all my equipment and new equipment and new coral and fish as they come in.